Alright everybody, hello and welcome back to the Battle of America Season number 2. I'm SP Revolution 5, joined by Rupture to bring you Team ehug up against Wheel Wreck while whistling. And,
Are you ready, my niggas? Are you ready for your daily dose of Adangana? Coming from the Central American crazy, drunk-ass, blabbermouth son of a bitch, a.k.a.
What is he on?
Oh, I just wanted to do a really nice intro.
Oh, okay.
You know, for the 800 plus viewers that we have. You know, I wanted to do something special for you. By the way, daily Rupture metal suggestion. Listen to some Jason Becker solo albums. Good stuff. Now, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing pretty good.
From up north?
I'm really pleased with this. We had about 4K viewers on the first match. Dota 2 Lounge will do that kind of thing.
Holy crap.
Honestly, I think this match is going to be a lot better. In all honesty, I think it'll be closer. I think the players are more skilled in a lot of ways. And I'm really excited to see it. We still have about 850 viewers here, and I really appreciate you guys with the support you've been given here. Of course, Team ehug up against Wheel Wreck while whistling. Wheel's starting out with, well, the Omni Necro combo. So the heal Dota coming out from them. I'm honestly surprised ehug doesn't pick up the Ancient Apparition here. But instead they go for the Tidehunter second pick. And if you'll excuse me, Rupture, I do need to snack a little bit here.
We're drinking water while we're casting, so don't.
Just during the draft, I hadn't had time to eat before my first series today, and then that series lasts 4 hours long. And I'm like, okay, I have to eat.
You know what's funny, because I was actually thinking, okay, that series is gonna cut short. I might be able to actually get out and do a little some munching outside. Nope. Naga game 3. God bleeding damn it, man. But it was a nice Naga game. But I feel like Root just missed their timing. To be honest, I felt like they had the match in the palm of their hands. They just needed to go 5-man pushing, and they just didn't, and everything just crumbled. But they gave up a pretty good show, honestly. But let's see if these two teams are more. I'm not saying that. Actually, I'm gonna argue a little bit about the fact that you have more skilled players, because I feel the skill was kind of the same going from the other series. But I feel like the lack of experience on the side of Root, particularly, like versus well vetted ragtag, just regulars on the scene.
Yeah.
It's what really set them down. So I feel like this Wheel and ehug are more, we have more of a people with more experience. It's just more evenly matched in the fact of raw skill, but as well on the tactical side of things. They have a clear plan, each of them, and it's just pretty much an NA. Well, not an NA classic, because Wheel is kind of recent of a team, but a really NA flavored, kind of game, and a really, they should be having the same mindset, or at least a level of such. Also, shout out to Sleazel, because last night's stream was hilarious, by the way, and also shout out to Snob, because he's a nice guy. He actually followed me on Twitter, so you should do too.
The other night, I'm like laying in bed and I get a notification that says Snob's following you on Twitter, and I go, oh, that's great. Wait a second, who? What? Really? Oh my gosh! And I was like so hyped.
Yeah, I didn't want to overhype and go full 15-year-old schoolgirl on that, and I was like tweeting that.
All right, Rupture, we're gonna stop talking about that now. We got a game for real.
Shadowfiend, that's gonna be that's kind of like shotgun made heroes, pretty much. Just Shadowfiend, go and get you under the half of your hit points, and Necrophys is gonna pick you up.
This is probably Relic Shadowfiend, though. Have you ever seen him play Shadowfiend?
I have seen some of it, and he's pretty
he
good.
Is
I haven't seen
ridiculous.
much of it just because I didn't have the chance, because usually it's like I'm doing something else. But yeah, I have heard from some NA players that Relic Shadowfiend is quite a thing of beauty. How high would you rate it? the Relic Shadow Fiend. I know that he's like really good, but you as a Shadow Fiend player, how much would you put it up there?
Same level as Arteezy, for me personally.
Mm-hmm.
And that's,
Okay.
I mean, that's quite a compliment. I mean,
yeah. Okay. It's
I'm
like it
excited
reminds
now.
me of like a Miracle with the Wind Ranger, even though it's not his best hero, he's just so good with her. You know? But yeah. Actually, I'm liking. By the way, speaking of those, favorite heroes just played by pros, Evo with the Slark is actually making a little bit of a resurgence. I disagree with his item build up, but I'm just so happy that someone in the pro scene is actually using Slardar as regularly. I feel. I said Slark for some reason, but yeah, screw that. I don't like the front little son bitch. He's just so stupidly OP that it's not even funny. But the Slardar, I mean, Evo with the Slardar, I'm like, oh yeah, nice. At least we have a Slardar player. Damn it. It was a while ago. I think the last one was like I want to say Resolution or someone of the old the old Empire lineup, like 3 or 4 months ago.
Yeah.
But that was about it. It was like a really French pick. Anyway, so we have a Shadow Fiend and a Necrophos. So I would say Fanosoyon is gonna be the one with the Necro. I think, or he was support actually. No, because Derp was the support, Relic was the middle.
Derp was definitely support. I want to say Sheep was off lane, so
yeah, I think it is Fanosoyon.
But here's ehug's pick up the AA here, and I'm surprised Wheel didn't ban it out second phase. After you pick up a Necro and an Omni, that's like saying, "Hi, you should pick AA. We know you should." Because
maybe they were more worried about the other two bans, to be honest. I mean, a Slark and an Ember Spirit could really mess them up quite good, especially with the Ember Spirit.
At that point, yes, because they were clearly planning to pick the Shadow Fiend next. But I feel like they could have only banned one of these heroes, banned out the AA, and
maybe keep the Slark in the pool. Probably.
Yeah, because he's less of a lane pain for Shadow Fiend. In the mid game, he's tough, but I mean, if you get off to a good start as Shadow Fiend, you're off to a good start, a really good start. And Ancient Apparition is quite an annoyance when you've got that much heal on your team. You're like, oh, just heal me. Oh wait, AA Ice Blast. Okay, well, I'm dead. You know.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I just killed someone. I have 10 charges of Sadis. Well, good on you. You have Ice Blast on top of you. Well...
Doesn't matter. Because you still dead.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, well, that doesn't matter because you're not gonna get up soon. But are we gonna see a Sleaze... I still can't... I don't know if it is Lethal or Sleazel. But I would say
Sleazel. I heard it said.
Yeah. Sleazel Crystal Maiden. Are we gonna see that happening?
Possibly.
Or is it gonna be like going on the Omni Knight? Or even it could be Sheep on the Omni Knight and...
Yeah, you could put Omni Knight in the offlane. It's been done, it works relatively well.
The early levels are a pain in the ass, but afterwards it just gets easier with time.
Yeah.
I
think Wheel needs some kind of lockdown on their last pick. It could be a Centaur, is a big option here. He's tanky, he's got a lot of lockdown.
Lion?
I don't like that as much. I really don't think you want to put Omni in the offlane here, simply because he won't do as well against Razor. If you ban out the Ogre Magi, so possibly anticipating the Omni Knight. What was that, Rupture?
Oh, they do have a Razor. I totally overlooked that. Alright, so if you want an offlaner with a lot of CC, Clockwork actually would be a nice pick, I think.
He'd be okay, but I don't think he's great.
I mean, considering the heroes that got banned, I think it's a really good. Again, the Centaur is a better pick, I think. But the Clockwork just comes online easier, and he's able to do more with less. Outside of Anagatims, of course, but he's like, okay, I just kind of cog you and just do battery assaults and such and such and such. A Tusk would be interesting, but I don't think you're gonna run Tusk off lane. versus a Razor.
5 seconds remaining.
Also, the Clockwork would do nice versus the Razor.
Or go greed.
No, scratch that.
13 pick.
Okay, so what are these lanes?
Omni off. It has to be, or Necro off.
And Necro doesn't play support
No,
anymore.
no, wait, no, Necro mid. It has to be mid, actually.
Shadowfiend needs mid. He can go safe lane, but right now, even against Razor, I think he's got a great mid matchup.
Well, it could be an offlane gyro. I have seen some of it, but
Yeah.
not with success. I mean, it's just like maxing missiles and barrage and just,
5
you know,
seconds remaining.
spam with Soul Ring or something on the such. And, you know, kind of
10
that
seconds
sort of way with the gyro. Usually you're going to try to get an axe just to, you know, improve your farming rate. I haven't
Ooh.
seen it at a better level, though. Okay, or support gyro. Okay, Sleazel. Okay. Alright.
I'm not so sure that's going to be what it is.
Well, I mean, if last night's stream is telling me anything, it's like if this guy either plays on offlane or he's gonna play some support. So,
How late was that stream last night, like Eastern time? I'm just wondering.
well, you're 1 hour ahead of me, right?
Yeah,
So 3 a.m.
for me, dang.
Yeah, it was like 2 or 1 a.m. on my side. And why on fuck is Risenga calling me, man? Give me a second.
No problem, man.
No, I don't. I'm not gonna hang up. I'm just gonna like, dude,
10 seconds remaining.
I'm casting.
What's going on?
Like, what in the bleeding fuck is going on?
Rupture, watch your language, boy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I didn't know that we were on the happy hour day.
I see. Here.
Yeah. Oh, okay. What in the name of hell? What did you got?
I see what's happening.
Okay.
Yeah, that is. I don't even know.
How do you even do that?
Anyways, while drama happens in our other series, that is Together We Did It up against BoA, we thought you guys would be much more interested in this one, seeing as it is 2
I'm
big
gonna punch
NA
someone on the
teams.
dick.
Sorry to hear that,
Big
Rupture.
punching is gonna happen today.
Everyone,
Or
please
I
step
tried
away
to-
from Rupture. Anyways, I'll go ahead and introduce us here. Since Rupture is occupied on the side of ehug on the Dire team, we have MJW on the offlane Tidehunter. We'll have Sna on the Ancient Apparition. He's been our MVP many a night here, and I kind of hope he's going to make a repeat performance here. Infinity will be on the Razor mid lane. Up top, we've got Lust on the Vengeful Spirit, as well as SN7 on the Spectre. Over on the other side of the river, though.
I got it.
Oh, you've got it. You're back. Okay, cool.
So, the side of Wheel, right? Or did you already overlook ehug?
No, I went over ehug. Go ahead with Wheel.
Alright, so I'm a sheep on the Necrophos bottom lane. He's gonna do an early ward, I think. Ruptur3 actually with a Crystal Maiden. Interesting set, by the way. It's like the IX Mike one, but without the mustache. Omni Knight on the hands of Fan of Soyon, sorry. And we're gonna have Sleazel with the Gyrocopter top, which I'm really curious. Also, of course, the man, the myth, the legend, the relic in the middle lane.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see this, but I'm going ahead and saying it's probably Core Gyro. He's picked up Ring of Protection, 3 branches, 2 sets of tangos. Omni Knight went ahead and picked up wards, and unless they want to run a support Crystal Maiden, dear God, no. I mean, a core Crystal Maiden.
Oh, okay. I was like, a support
yeah.
Crystal Maiden. What the hell is wrong with you, man? What's
Now,
up with that?
I do want to bring up a stat. Slayer Biscuit is bringing it up here. Wheel is 17-1 for the month of November.
Okay.
17-1. And actually, SN7 going to get the first blood here on Fan of Soin. Sorry about that. I was just in shock over the stat.
Well, I hope that they're able to keep it up. Let's see. Yeah, maybe actually yes, Liesel could happen. But
I'm going ahead and assuming it's Core Gyro. It looks like it right now.
Yeah. I mean, the trend is pretty much is a core gyro, and I wouldn't be mindful of that. The problem is like if you're gonna actually run him core, it's like how the hell are you gonna farm in order to satisfy the three of them? You know, the Shadow Fiend on top of a Necro on top of a Gyro. It's like how do you even make space for all that?
I mean,
you know?
if Shadow Fiend wins his lane hard enough, theoretically, you're basically able to snowball from there and farm heroes. Necro can basically delete heroes from the game for moments of time, and that's going to create a lot of space. And then Gyro is just going to farm the rest. The only problem is if Shadow Fiend falls behind, we're going to be in big trouble.
And looking the lineup of ehug is like, well, they're pretty capable of doing it.
Yeah. They definitely have the global potential with AA and Spectre put together.
And Shadow Fiend is quite squishy, by the way.
Yeah.
Just throwing that there. So, I mean, if they're able to get some leeway, like 10 minutes, you know, and maybe get really decently formed, or actually with a really good form, I can see that happening.
Yeah.
But
he is sitting top of the CS chart against a Razor with someone with extremely low amounts of base damage. He actually doesn't go for the bottle early on here. Instead, he'll be going for early boots. I think that's a great idea against Razor. It's going to allow you to stay away from that static link, not get your damage drained. And I'm going to go ahead and mention that I've played over 200 games as Shadow Fiend. I'm a little rusty, I'll admit, because I haven't played him in quite a while. But, I definitely know most of the matchups. I actually haven't played him against Razor very much, mostly because people weren't picking Razor back when I was really just spamming Shadow Fiend constantly. It's not an awful
I would say Shadow
matchup,
Fiend.
though.
I feel like it's a really good advantage for Shadow Fiend, actually.
Yeah,
Because, I mean, you're able to outrange the Razor and dealing damage from afar. I mean, if he's gonna static link, it's like, okay, I'm just gonna take 2 steps back and then start right-clicking your face.
And if you do take off Shadow Fiend's damage, even though he has such low base damage, now that he's got level 5, oh, he is gonna get drained up right now. He'll go greedy and try to grab the last right-click, or last hit, excuse me. But now that he's got level 5, he's got these level 3 raises. That's 225 damage. That is more than enough to secure your last hits with. And most people say, well, don't farm with your skills, you're Shadow Fiend. Quiet, you. Okay?
Why would anyone say that? Oh,
I mean, to carries in the lane, yeah, where you don't have mana regen, it makes sense. It's advice for noobs, like me. But Shadow Fiend is one of those exceptions to the rule. That's basically why he builds a bottle. Not that you really build a bottle, but gets a bottle, is to have that mana regen to spam raises out. Meanwhile, up top, we're having a little bit of action. Yeah.
That's the reason why he's so great at middle. And actually, I'm feeling like, again, I'm going back into this gyrocopter. I feel like he's actually gonna go for more of a utility hero, not a core. Just watch the skill set. Level 2 rocket. That's not something you usually would get on a core gyro.
Yeah, but when Spectre is already backing up here, it may actually benefit them to go ahead and force her out of the lane for longer, and then if she is just going to run away from it so that they're out of range, make sure it does some extra damage.
Yeah, it's going to do a lot of work. Yeah, of course.
Spectre, she doesn't have a point in Dispersion. It's not going to reflect any damage at all right now. She has no defense against this rocket.
And it would be really low damage as well, to be honest. I mean, at this stage, it's like, I mean, killing someone is usually going to take you a good 3 to 4 seconds, and you know the Dispersion is just not going to reflect that much damage, to be honest. Especially at level 1. It's nice, but it's not like, you know, it's not going to save, it's not going to, you know, turn the whole trialing around.
Yeah.
In order to do so. But again, I'm thinking more about this, and it does make a lot of sense on my mind, just because Gyrocopter has that arcane aura as well,
and
back
he's
him
gonna
up.
be able to spend
he could just max missiles and barrage and just start spamming stuff up. I mean,
he's actually dominating this lane at the moment.
Yeah. And he could transition into semi-carry, but I don't feel like he's gonna actually focus too much into, you know, doing core things, you know, like going full greed or, you know, getting like, you know, like rushing a Midas or something like that. He's just gonna be more active. More, kind of like a Brewmaster, you know?
Yeah, and it's not. Gonna get taken down by Omni Knight's Seal. Purifying Light is purifying his face off right now.
Jesus.
I mean, that's the kind of
what-
thing that'll just melt an Ancient Apparition.
Pun intended.
Uh-huh.
Under the light of the sun.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
The
Spectre
power.
is not doing too hot here. 12 last hits, 3 denies. It has picked up that point in dispersion, and I think a value point in dispersion is definitely good.
Yeah,
That's
it's fine.
10% less damage. That's like... Okay, great. Thank you. It's not just right-click damage, it's all damage. 10% damage you don't take. A little bit of damage dealt back to them. It can push the lane a tiny bit if you're not careful. In fact, if your supports pull too much, it can really push the lane back out. Because you're forced to tank a creep wave. But you're going to be okay picking it up, as long as you leave it at one point in the early game.
Yeah, the Desolate makes way more work out of those points than the Dispersion. It's just simple as that, and
Yeah.
I feel like the leveling up the dagger is just I never like it, man.
You
And I
need to
just
do
like
it.
level 1, it's nice, but afterwards it's like it's such a mana sink that it's not even.
After the nerf to Spectre's move speed, you have to max dagger, basically. You can't go to dagger full Desolate anymore, because you need that extra move speed if you're going to get ganked. That is Spectre's only tool in the lane. Necro will get caught out here. Lust and Tidehunter splitting that gold. No gold for Sna, it looks like. Even though apparently he assisted. I think he did get some gold off that in the end. In fact...
He didn't touch the.
Oh, he
I
didn't.
think he didn't touch the Necro. He just like here, chill and touch, go.
Yeah.
You know, I guess that's why he didn't get the assist on that, which is kind of a little bit BS, but at the same time it makes sense because he didn't actually deal any damage. Still, I'm curious about my Korean homeboy, how he's gonna pen this bill out, man. I would love to see a maxed out missile, just because the way that team fights usually are happening, and he's actually going for 3 points in missile. Oh my god, he's actually doing it.
Yeah.
Here's the reason why. Hear me out. Usually what happens with the current style of team fights, and now, oh god, that Spectre is gonna get hurt.
Sleazel's just like, I'm coming at you, bro. Gonna get TP'd on, 2 TPs
Ow.
coming in here, but that's a kill on Spectre. Gyro actually securing the kill. They may lose Omni for it, but I honestly think it's perfectly worth it right now. Another missile coming out onto Lust, and now he can just spam this thing. It's on a 14-second cooldown. That's practically nothing. For a potential 2.8 second stun, potential 500 damage eventually.
And I mean, it's 140 mana.
Shadow Fiend,
whatever.
he's getting caught out here. He'll find a raise onto Sna and take him down. Relic on the run now with the Haste Rune. There's this dagger catching him out, but I think he can TP away at this point. Yep, he's going to get behind a tree and just be like, you can't see me. I'm out of here. Peace. Even though they can see him because of a tower. We know. Okay. It's a joke.
It's our joke. Anyway, also another reason is like, okay, you have 140 going back a little into Gyro. It's like, well, it costs you 50 mana. Yeah, but you have a Crystal Maiden Aura. It's like,
Yeah, and an Aquila
big
Aura.
deal. Yeah, on top of that you have an Aquila, and even a Wand if you really, really need the mana.
Yeah.
But in the
Spectre will
turn, they're
deny
gonna
the
fix-
tower.
Okay, denied.
I still think that's a big win for Necro. I mean, look at him. He's 62 and 17 in terms of last hits. 9.5 minutes in. I'll admit, before this game, I went on to Dota 2 Best YOLO just to see what the odds were. It was like 30-60, 33-66 or so in favor of ehug. And I'm like, are you joking?
I would say 60-40 is a reasonable amount.
In favor of Wheel, right?
No, actually in favor of ehug, but just because they're more known, so I
Yeah.
would expect that.
But
It's
in,
just that
in
Wheel
terms of
doesn't have
watching
enough.
the games, though, I'd put my personal
Oh.
odds at 60-40 Wheel.
I would have split half. I would say 50-50. Pretty much. Maybe, yeah, like 5% for Wheel. And they're just, you know, they don't have that much intel on the guys, and they're not able to, you know, I mean, as a team, I would.
Oh, coming out. They're going to get Sna. Oh my gosh, the burst damage from this lineup. Keep in mind, this is a level 1 Rocket Barrage.
Yep. Honestly, I would love to see this build up. If he is building what I think he's building, this is gonna be fun, man. This is gonna be just fun.
You think he's building
Anyway,
the Yules?
He's gonna go more with the axe kind of stuff.
Okay,
Gyro,
yeah,
just
it's
like
possible.
pull down.
Tide has a Ravage,
His
though.
face-
Relic, he gets one raise off. He hits the second one. He's not going to go for the third. He can't risk it right now.
He wasn't a really awkward. The Razor also had invisibility as well, so he was like.
It doesn't matter if he
you
has
don't-
invis. I don't think you understand Shadow Fiend Rupture.
Yeah,
When you land the 3 raise combo on an invisible Riki who's been tearing your team apart on all game with no vision on him, you feel like you can like lift a car over a building with your bare hands. Like,
it's got tricky to do, but I mean, I understand. It's like one of those. I remember one. I think again, and it was a while ago though, from Sing, which was actually just like playing Shadowfiend back in the days of Cloud9, and he
Yeah.
just TP's bottom, starts hitting the Nature's Prophet, which was riding it out. He gets him like 200 hit points, and he's like, he goes to do the Shadow Blade, backs off. He's like, "Oh, nice Shadow Blade, asshole! Nice Shadow Blade. Random raise." Then he just drops him, like he just flips 180 and just random raise, and he's like, "Oh my god!" You know,
it's a very skill shot based hero, despite what you might look at. I mean, he's very focused on last hitting, but it's also very focused on being able to hit good raises in team fights. Because sure, you hit hard, but if you can add 300 damage nukes on top of that, in the mid game when your attack speed's not high enough to really be worried about throwing out raises, it's pretty big, honestly. And a mech is now up on him at 12 minutes in with 1,200 in the bank. And he's not even really joining team fights at this point.
Tower is under attack.
3,000 gold, man.
Dire's
Alright.
structures are fortified.
This guy.
Oh, wait, where?
Yeah, it's least.
Oh my god!
Radiant's
Told you, man.
tower is under attack.
Oh, there goes the 500 damage. Away. There you go.
Dire's top tower
Man.
is under
The value
Well,
bets
this
are
one,
real right here,
hap-
Rupture.
Hmm?
The value bets are real.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Oh,
Can I just say that?
I wish I bet on that. I wish I did.
The worst part was, I looked at it about 6 minutes before the game, and I'm like, oh my gosh, have to place bet. Luckily, I got it in time, but I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to miss out on so much potential value, because, I mean, hey, if I lose my 2 rares, whatever, I'm okay. There's a Midas up on Spectre, though. 13 minutes in. This is recovery, Spectre.
That's it. You still can.
Oh no, Relic has a DD.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, buddy, but
It's no, he's not gonna risk it.
he knows Spectre's there. I mean, I wouldn't want to jump in on Spectre either. Even with barely any items, she can reflect her damage back at you, especially with this build she's going for, which is not usual, but it is a very passive defensive build. We're not going to see that phase drum Subfusal Spectre this game for sure.
Hey, he bought something. What the hell's on that courier, man? Oh, he's gonna go BKB, alright.
Yeah, Shadow Fiend?
So, now the Gyro, I think he's gonna go for BKB.
Yeah. I think it's definitely a good pickup here. You've got a ton of lockdown on the side of ehug.
Dire's
Yeah, and even though you have a...
There's a blink on Shadow Fiend, though. This is where the game gets fun.
Yeah.
Because you want to talk skill shots, and then you add a blink on top of it. I mean, what more fun is there?
Well, you can add up a rap game on top of that, and that would be quite funny. Especially with the animation that he does. You know, he starts going full disco.
Yeah.
And man, you know when you're not on a good place with the Spectre when you're going for threads. Man, you just say that, you know, just.
I actually
throwing that
think
out
they're
there.
fine on Spectre.
Yeah, but usually you wanna go with base boots, man.
Here's
It's
the
like
reason,
there's
here's
no
the reason,
post,
Rupture.
huh?
Radiant's middle tower is
Oh,
under
well.
attack.
Yeah, but I mean, I know the reason. It's like you're more stat starved.
That's not even it. It's for your illusions. The illusions get the 30 attack speed 100%. Whereas if you go damage, like, I mean, obviously they don't get the bonus damage from phase boots anyway, but they don't get 100% of your stats damage. but it gives them something with the phase boots. Or the power treads, excuse me, not the phase boots.
Now that I think about it, I do recall Threads build on Spectre, which was just relying on pure illusions.
Yeah,
Which
you mean
was
treads,
like
right?
classical diffusal, yeah, diffusal with threads.
There you go.
Oh, there goes the Ravage on Sleazel.
But Sleazel's got a BKB. He throws out the ult and turns around and says, "What are you gonna do?" Snot, SN7 coming in here. He'll just TP out. He won't make it out. Spectre actually secures the kill there, which is really big, seeing as that gets her 800 gold right off the bat there. And Spectre is the comeback hero. I mean, yeah, 471 for her, about 190 for her allies. Not bad at all.
Not bad at all. They desperately needed that kill, man. But I don't think they really slow him down much, to be honest. It's just like they needed some kill going towards the Spectre.
Here's the thing. They've got a 16-minute BKB on Gyrocopter. I mean, sure, it'll be 5 seconds by like 25 minutes. Okay. You know how many fights he's going to be able to survive because of that 15-minute BKB?
And honestly, the Gyrocopter is one of those heroes that he only needs to really survive the first burst of damage. And afterwards, he's like, well, I just dropped my payload anyway, so I might as well back off, you know? The thing that the Gyro really needs from a teamfight is just to land his 5 right clicks, drop his barrage, and his ultimate. Pretty much that's all he needs. I mean, everything afterwards is just gravy, to be honest.
That's why we oftentimes don't see him building attack speed. It's just pure damage. So those 5 right clicks from Flat Cannon really count.
Exactly.
I mean, AA ulti gonna... Uh-oh. That's an AA ulti on the pit. It's gonna hit 3. Excuse me. I mean, you can count Roche, right?
Not really.
Not really, okay.
He didn't even care, man. He was like, just show us through it.
Is there a breeze in here?
People out.
That's how Roche speaks, by the way. He's a very classy gentleman. Oh, is there a breeze in here?
Oh, yeah, I totally forgot that he was actually British.
Yeah, of course. Cap.
Be like,
oh,
well, there go my trumpets. Oh, fans, so you get out of there on me.
It's okay. Shadow Fiend with an Aegis. And
a double.
Okay. Oh, Goody was passing him back his bottle.
Yeah.
There we go.
Alright then.
Tidehunter gonna grab himself up a bounty room.
I don't know, man. Just hit him for, let me see. Almost 250 damage, which you can say it's not much, but at this stage of the game, it's a lot.
Especially when you add in the 4 armor reduction. Actually, they're gonna find Sheep, but won't land the Ice Blast. This could be big. Ato's coming up for him, by the way. They'll spin a Ravage to take him down. Honestly, maybe not worth it, but they've got to make space for the Spectre, and that's the problem they're having here. Spectre does have 2k gold. We could actually still see something like a 25-minute Radiance come out, which, I mean, usually I'd say, okay, for the competitive scene, that's a bit late. For me and my pubs, I let 25 minutes slide. I even let 30 minutes slide sometimes because I'm bad, you know? But, in all honesty, Wheel's heroes are pretty squishy. A Radiance alone means you'll be able to ult and kill Crystal Maiden. Pretty much.
However, going back into the build that I saw a while ago, I would honestly would go with something like a Manta. And just go full illusion damage. Like, you know, Diffusal, Manta, Heart, and...
Butterfly, probably.
Yeah, pretty much.
Heart isn't that good if you're relying on your illusions, to be honest, because they don't get dispersion. They get Desolate, but they don't get dispersion. If they got dispersion, those illusions would be broken. But, yeah, of course.
So, I'm just putting that out there because of that extra item. Or exchange the heart for no, not the heart, but Diffusal for a Scotty.
But here's the problem here: Sleazel and company are breaking base at 20 minutes.
Exactly, that's a problem, however.
And they throw out a glyph on the side of ehug, but they're just like, okay, whatever. Yeah. Also, SN7's, whatever this is called, I forget what they're called.
7,
Anyways, into the team fight. Tidehunter takes down Crystal Maiden. And there is an Omni ult. It catches Relic. He'll fake the ult.
Oh.
He fakes the ult. He doesn't throw it off. Missile's going to come out on SN7. And that's such a great tool just to keep a hero out of the fight. Like, it makes the whole lineup of ehug hesitate. And Sleazel, he'll get swapped back and he'll just man up at this point. Lust is down. That Necro Death Pulse is coming for him and it wants to kill. Yep, Sleazel will actually steal that from his ally. He's got a helm up now as well.
I love that line. The one of the gyrocopter is like, "You remind me of my old boss, Running Hell." It's like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Man. I know you were working on customer servers, that's for sure. Jesus.
I mean, if ehug had enough time to do this, I think they can pull it off. The problem is, Wheeler like, yes, we are ahead in this game. Let's end the game. Let's go game 2. Let's call it a night pretty early here.
Yep, well, that's a pretty solid plan coming from the guys of Wheel, to be honest. It's like, well, you know, we're having a good advantage. Might as well just roll with it. And they do have a snowball heroes. I mean, any hero is good when you're snowballing, so
yeah,
that's another way to look at it. But yeah, I mean, the Shadow thing just becomes almost unmanageable. Gyrocopter, even though he's going ham early on, he has a lot of recover. He can recover,
yeah,
rather well with stacks. So even if he overextends, it's like, you know what? Just give me some stacks. I'll just do it real quick.
They've only got one stack up for him, by the way. They're not really working on late game gyro, and I don't blame them. My question is, what is he building?
Oh, side.
Oh no.
Rip.
That's just insult to injury. Not only is Ravage down, or Tidehunter down for 70 seconds, but Ravage is as well. That kind of ruined the delivery of that line, but whatever.
Actually, Ravage up, but yeah, he's totally down.
Yeah, but Ravage is down, because Tidehunter's down.
Exactly, but, you know, if he hit off cooldown, it would be, like, even worse.
BKB on Relic has a butterfly at 23 minutes.
Well, that's the advantage of actually not going BKB.
Yeah, that... I mean, I've played it. I don't know if you were around my stream when me and Vinny were doing the Shadow Fiend Omni thing. And it's just, you don't have to go for BKB. You can get so much else early. And Spectre is, like, trying to rub two fingers together and create heat for a Radiance at this point. I won't count them out yet, because, I mean, Spectre is comeback Dota. But if they take the second racks on the side of Wheel, ehug boys, hold on to your rares for dear life.
No, I wouldn't say hold up. Goodbye, anyway. Actually, nice Ice Blast though. But Lust is just gonna get demolished here.
Yeah.
He just looked like a freaking Swiss cheese, man. He just got grinded pretty bad. And not a good way.
Yeah, we do have an ult out from Spectre though. Shadow Fiend Requiem will wipe out most of the illusions. There's an ult out from Tidehunter, and actually Sheep takes him down again. He at least got his Ravage out. And GG will be called.
Whoa, I mean, man, that's a lot of a tangana, dude.
That's 2.5 minutes that Tidehunter has been on the bench if they stick around here. Like, at that point, is Tidehunter even really in the game? It's just kind of like he came over from another match and just said, "Hey guys, I'm gonna throw a Ravage. Okay, see ya.
Bye." Yeah.
It's basically a cameo appearance from the Tidehunter. Anyways. Wheel wreck while whistling, definitely wrecked. Not sure if they were whistling. And, ehug might need a bit of an ehug after this.
Probably. So, yeah. But we'll be back to game 2, man. Pretty sound victory from the Wheel crew.
Yeah, they really did play that well. I have a feeling that Relic Shadow Fiend will get banned. I'm just going to go ahead and throw that out there. I think it's scary. I just think it's scary. That's the best word I can use for it right now. That's not supposed to be just a childish word. Anyways, guys, I'm SB Revolution 5, joined by Ruptur. You can find us on Twitter at SB Revolution 5, and that Ruptur, ending in a 3, not an E. RUPTUR 3. Would really appreciate the feedback. Thank you guys for sticking around. We'll see game 2 coming up in just a moment here. Don't go anywhere, boys and girls, and ladies and gents and everybody.